Alright guys, so today we're going to do a simple one. It's just a belt change. So to get the Can-Am belt, you're going to need the part number 422-80652. I'm going to put that in the description below. So if you missed it, so we're going to change the belt. And you're either going to use a tool like this, which makes it quick to remove and rolls off. I got the nice CNC one. Or if you got this tool from Can-Am that you bought, I can put the description below. And just make sure you're using, if you're using that, you're going to use a dime to put behind this little thing, because it's going to eat the hell out of your clutch side. And you don't want to do that on a brand new clutch. Alright, so we're going to start taking all this apart. Alright guys, so next step is to remove these clips. Hopefully you got one of these little things there, so this works better. But anyways, you got this one to remove, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and everything, and you just start popping out. And I'll be back when we remove this panel to see how we slide it out and pull it out. So I'll be back in a second. So you're gonna really want this, or you're gonna have to use a set of cutters. And you might break some push pins, because this unit here, and I'm taking this thing out, and we'll try to wiggle it without scratching it, I guess. So take a look at this. Is it slide upwards a little bit? Yeah, slide it upwards. Good time to clean your machine inside. So that's it, but I recommend you guys do the same thing as me. These push pins here, they're gonna fill up a mud in the back. They're going to be hard to pull out because they won't want to close, right? That's what happens when you pull, you close them. But if they're full of mud inside, because as you can see right here, this is just for a couple rides in the fall. I barely took this thing in the mud. Couple holes we crossed, that was it. So if you have that situation where these clips fill up, when you're going to pull them, you're going to rip the heads right off. So I would go on Amazon and order a bunch of these, like a little bag. I ordered a bag of 250 for like 10 bucks or something like that, really cheap. And yeah, I would really consider that. So I was checking because I wanted to see if I can remove this cover without touching the airbox and leaving that there, and I believe we can. If you remove your tire, you put it on a jack, put a jack stand underneath. I got the track bracket, put a jack stand underneath and everything. I believe I'll be able to remove that cover without taking the airbox out. So that will simplify our life. If not, get a 7mm to remove the clamp, and then I believe there's a couple push pins on the other side or whatever, and it removes it. So I'll put this aside, and then we'll start taking the clutch cover off, and we'll see. Supposedly there's a couple in the front there. They're going to be hard to get to. We'll see how we get to them and show you a trick how to get to them. Be right back. So the covers is 8mm or T30. So a T30 with a dual flexible end to reach in, a ratchet with 2 long extension in case we got to go, and an 8mm on an impact drive. So we'll just use that to take it off. We'll see if we need any other tools, but with this I think I'm pretty well bulletproof. But we'll start with the easy stuff, I guess. 8mm. And these here, we're gonna torque them to spec because they have little threads with a little thing in the back that supposedly they're easy to strip. So find a tray for this, I guess, after, because I don't want to put everything in the same thing. But anyways, this one comes out with impact. This one here, impact as well. So we got those two going like that. This one, the ones in the back, obviously they're all going to be easy. Just don't, you got like a little rubber thingy that pushes, that seals them around. So I think I'm gonna lube them all when I put them back on, so when they spin they don't rip, just like a gasket or an O-ring. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of grease to them, not an oil but a little grease. Why is this one? Oh, just have to pull on it. So that one's easy too. How about this one? Gonna need an extension, or we use a T30. All right, so we're going impact still, 2 extensions, so we'll stay away from it. And I didn't feel like looking for an 8mm, so I had my T30 already out. So So far these are all the same size. So I think the extension way here with having 2 extensions and being like this is the simplest way so far. Maybe if you don't remove the airbox, you're probably going to have to ratchet by hand if you don't have a tool to remove. Let's see, there's one here right underneath here, as you can see right at the end there. So take this one out. Make sure if you're using a T30 that the holes are not full of mud or anything. Alright, so okay. There we go. Now there's one underneath here in the corner here. This one here, the airbox is in the way. We need a corner. Okay, so basically what we're going to do is loosen them all. Brand new. Okay, so this one here will slack off. All right, that's all we need to do. Then we get, oh no, that one's annoying. How about this one? This one's easy. Okay, how about this one? Yeah, removing the airbox. I don't know, we'll see. This one's easy. And then there should be another one right there in the corner in the bottom in the front. You might want to put just a medium short extension on this. Okay, so I got all these loose. And then there's the one underneath in the far bottom here. Yeah. Yeah, that's the worst one. Because, okay, so I have to flip the ratchet upside down, get it in there. Yeah, so this is going to be a small extension with an 8 mil, and we're going to try that. Alright guys, so maybe investing in these long ones, T30s, I got it on like 3/4 ratchet, is probably the best way to go, because as you can see, look how slim the fit is. So a socket that's long or whatever won't fit, because look at the clearance here. So anyways, use one of these and I'll get that one out anyways. And if you have something that you can stick in there that'll work like a ratchet intact, which I could use my air tools side ratchet, but I don't feel like it. So be right back in a second when this one's out. Then there's the 2 in the back on the other side. Oh, let me do those 2 right now. Let's see. So with this thing here, yeah, that'll reach easy for this one. And then this one, same thing. It'll reach, but you might want to use a shorter T30 to fit in that corner. And then the top one here, yeah, you want to use a shorter T30. I have them hooked up and then up here you probably want to use an 8mm with a tiny little ratchet. But yeah, removing the airbox simplifies your life big time. So I think I'm gonna, let's remove the airbox. So you need a 7mm for the hose clamp on top here. So I'll just show you guys, so if you don't want to live this experience. All right, so we got to remove these 2 push pins right here. There's one right here. There's one right here in the corner, and then there's the one right there. And this hose clamp, and then it's slid in, so it should slide right out. So remove this hose clamp right here. So we got to remove this, and that should loosen the airbox. So you got to remove, once you get the hose clamp off on this there, you're gonna have to jerk it and play with it to get it off here. I can get my flashlight out. There we go. And there we go. That one's off. That one's annoying as hell. And then it's gonna be. I like changing and playing with the clutches in my X3. This one here is. There we go. So now push it away and wiggle it away. Watch your mass airflow back here. I don't know if it's better to come out from the bottom. I don't think so. The gas tank is down there. So I guess we gotta watch these tabs on the sides right here on the edge. There's a couple tabs right here. So you gotta move out of that way. And that's what was causing the issue. Then you just wiggle it out of the way, I guess. Point to the sky. And then bend your hose in the back and then pull it out towards you. So yeah, so now you can see the full access of the top bolts. There you go. You can see all four of the top ones that were giving us a hard time. So that'll be easy. And you got to hold the cover a little bit too. Maybe undoing the top. One last one at the far top here would probably be your best bet for removing. So always keep one at the top. That way there your gasket's not popping out and this thing's trying to pop out. And try to loosen them all up a little bit so there's no snug, because supposedly this can twist up or whatever. Takes away the funds for extra stuff. So there it is, the clutch, the PDrive. Doesn't look like there's too much water that came in. I stopped the, look in the bottom, they're not too dirty. We'll blow them out though. Here's the gasket. It's got a little insulation in the center here. It's got a vent for the noise. It's got a gasket going all around. Mine is staying on there. I don't see any dirt going through the main gasket, so I guess it's pretty well sealed. So next it will be to put the tool in here, pop the belt, pull it off. We'll check the sheaves if they're nice and clean. If not, I'll show you what I use to clean the clutches and how easy it is to clean them. Haven't noticed any difference in these. These are all same size so far. But, I hope they are. They look like they are. They're all the same size. So I don't think we'll have to worry about putting what direction or whatever needs to be done. So now, I've tried this tool a million times with a dime. I'll show you guys how this one works. It's pretty simple. So you need whatever size that is there. Socket for the end. Let's see if this works on this. Just be patient, because don't cross thread it. Anyways, this is, then you put a dime here and you tighten this, or a nickel if you, but we'll take this off here. Here, I'm gonna put some light on this. I don't want to use this tool because I've used it a million times. I want to try my belt tool that I got that everybody uses. Nice CNCs in California, so US. So let's see if the roller bearings, they look solid. So you put this first, and there's a couple little holes. So basically the holes, you line it up with your spring so it doesn't pop out of the way. And then, and if you, okay, so you can actually pull it a little bit, and then the trick with this will be when you get down to here, you just pull up a little bit, and then you'll be out like this here, and then you'll be able to pass it and whatever. But make sure you start it at a far end at this end, that you have a complete turn in there so you don't screw up the threads. And then you just, I'll tighten it as much as I can. Then when you get to here again, well, actually at that point might as well just flip it because I'm pretty well there. So hands clean. All right, so the S1, make sure you do this, so clean your surfaces. These are pretty new, but look, see? And believe it or not, and this back one here, if you got your tool on there, just spin it and clean the surface. Look at that. And then for the back side, well, you can clean another rag if you want, and then just stick it in there and hit the back of your palm and then clean it. And yeah, see? So it doesn't hurt to clean them off. And I found a trick for this tool to get on easier. I'll take it off and show you guys in a second right now. So what I basically did was, look, I'll loosen it up. You use the clutch itself. See, you spin. So there we go. So remember these two holes. Line one with the spring hole right here. Okay, slap that on there. This here has got to be like this sideways, and then start turning. And now just hold it in one place. Make sure the spring is in its hole, and then just keep going till it's snug, and make it real nice and snug. You can't turn it no more, and then yank the hell out of it till it's straight. Always make sure that if your Can-Am or rotation that way, BRP belt. So you're gonna put the front end first, and obviously this is not gonna work like this, so set it up that it's inside. Oops, wrong side. That it bends this way, I guess, downwards. There we go. Get it over it. Make sure your belt's nice and loose. All right, and now pull this guy here and start it on the top. Work your way down. Make sure it's not catching in the fins. Don't put your fingers underneath. And just, there we go. The belt is on there. So now, same thing. Unspin it, so we don't need to twist in a circle and it's gonna bang here and everything. Use your clutch, because you got to do this anyways, right? You got to spin it anyway till it gets to make your belt sit at the top. So you just keep spinning this one. And a clutch, a secondary that's not set up properly. See these fins right here? Well, if it sits inside the clutch, like at the top here, if it sits inside, that's not good. You want that fin to sit right at the far top, and then you know that, and yeah, right there. You see those fins? You spin it, there you go. That's what you want sitting. You want to be able to see all those fins come out at the top. And you don't stop spinning it till it does that. Because if you don't, the engagement's not going to be there. And if you ever do have a clutch that you're making work and you fire it up. So bye for now. You guys be safe out there on the trails. And appreciate you guys all watching. Appreciate you guys all subscribing. Thanks. Many more to come.